What's up, YouTube? My name is Abel. This is ANTV bringing you another video. Beautiful day, having some fun. No wipeouts yet. All right, man. Let's get into it.
Welcome back, guys. First, please forgive the lines in the tank or the camera. It looks like a bunch of shadows going through the tank. That's just the light. I'm using a Fluvel 2.0 aquarium light, and it's 7,500 Kelvin, so it's super bright. It's brighter than the new one. The new one's only 6,500, so I'm staying with this light because my tank is really tall, and so I want the bright light, so that way it'll help. It's more power, so that's why I'm staying with it, because I think every couple inches, I don't know if it's 2 or 4 inches, every 2 or 4 inches the light loses power. So that's why I wanted a super bright light up top. And it's actually, you can see I'm growing algae, which I cleaned yesterday, trying to clean yesterday, and I had it on last night, and you can see that right here the algae is already growing back again, so it's doing its job. So my low-tech tank setup is all Fluval. Got the Fluval light. I'm using the Fluval Aqua Clear 50, and I've had this for almost 4 years, about 3 years, and it still runs great. I'm using a Fluval air pump underneath. So I'm using the Fluval, the big dog, with the controlled power. It's the which one is it called? It's the Q2, so I'm still using that. So I did a video on that years ago, and it's the same exact Q2 that I'm using, and I have the power turned down low because that sponger is a classic Aqua Top 60, so I don't need all the full power. So that's what I'm using. So I'm using sponge filter and Aqua Clear 50. So you got the 60 and the 50. That's 110 gallons of filtration on the tank. I'm using my plants also, which I do need to be trimming. And I got a little, I think that's blackbeard algae growing, which looks really gross. And then I know on camera this looks bad, but it's actually roots. And there's little plants. You can see the little plants growing. So I got the green algae going. So those are my Java ferns, which look really good. I gotta do some trimming. I don't have the scissors yet. I'm gonna order them in a couple of weeks so I can start trimming some of the plants, but I know any scissors would work. I just don't want to keep taking plants in and out. Originally, the Bacopa was one big giant plant, and it grew all the way to the top, and it was coming out of the water, which is pretty cool. So what I did was Sunday morning before my water change, I cleaned the aquarium, and then I actually pulled the entire plant apart, which actually made 8 plants. So now, and then I cut the really big tall one off. So now I have Bacopa spread out all across this side of the tank here. So, and the Bacopa right here is actually holding some of the cream and the Java fern right here. So it looks all bunched up, but I'm hoping that this Bacopa will grow more and stuff, so I can spread it out across the tank. So trying to do like a jungle look or whatever. Amazon sword, I clipped off some of the bad stuff. I got a new leaf growing, and you usually have to wait about a month before your plants start doing better because they have to get used to the environment. So, but now the crypts are doing really good, and they're really green on camera, so they look great. I ordered some root tabs from Aquarium Co-op, and I like their root tabs because they come in a little pill like that. Very easy to slip in. They might slip out of your hand and come back up, but So I loaded up this substrate here with root tabs. I put 20 root tabs in this tank. And I put a bunch underneath the crypts. I put a bunch underneath the sword plant. And then I put a bunch underneath the crenums. I like to call them the cream for short. So the cream, that's my favorite plant. When I first had this plant, it was doing absolutely amazing in the tank. But these plants are, from what I understand, they're root feeders. So I finally put some root tabs in yesterday. So I had these plants now for about a month, just underneath a month. I'm probably a few days short of 30 days with these plants. And my crypts, normally I guess crypts are supposed to melt, but mine didn't melt at all. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I got a little baby crypt right there growing, and that's because it fell off that one. So I just replanted it, and it's still growing. You can see the new leaf right there, which is pretty cool. So I got to get a toothbrush here so I can brush some of these leaves. And this Hydro Japan SP, they look like 4-leaf clovers. I'll be honest with you, I hate them. I hate them a lot. I do not like the way they're growing. I'm going to try another month with them, but I can't stand the sight of them. And it's just growing so stupid. And they say if you roll them every water change, then it's supposed to carpet your tank. You can use them as a carpet plant. But if you have low light, then it grows straight up. So they're just growing straight up. So I've tried rolling them. So I started right here, and I've tried rolling them, but they either break apart. So here's some more of the SP right there. And then, see, I got an SP back there and SP somewhere back there. So, but I really hate the way they look. So, thinking of taking those off. I had a rock in here that I had picked up at a rock show. It was really cool looking. And with the rock, I don't know if it was putting gas in the tank, if something was bad from that rock or whatever, because I keep losing fish. So I took the rock out a couple days ago. Haven't lost any fish since. So then I did a water change. And on my water change, I use Prime. I use the API Stress Water Conditioner. And I also use API Quick Start because I do 50% water changes once a week. And so that's why I'm using the beneficial bacteria on there so my tank doesn't get cloudy. And it's working. I like this angle of the tank better because it looks just a lot better. So, but I keep losing fish. So I've lost 2 cories already, which suck. And then this morning I woke up, and if you see back there, I got a dead auto. And I really like the autos, man. They're so cool. I got 1 auto left, and I got 1 cory left. So out of 6 fishes for my algae eaters and my cleanup crew. So six fishes out of my cleanup crew, I've lost 4. And that totally blows. So I still got my angels. I picked up 3 angels. They're still lasting, eating good. I brought this guy from the kids tank in, and he started cleaning the tank. So I think that's a leertail molly. So with the leertail molly, I think I'm gonna grab me another one because he's been eating the blackbeard algae. Then I'm going with the red eye tetras as my schooling fish. I need to get a few more. And but I can't figure out why my fish are dying. I'm going to work right now. I don't have time to investigate or look. I just want to shoot the video and talk about the low-tech tank. And I don't have time to test my water right now. I don't have time to test everything. So, but I will. And that's what's going on. So my planted tank, I'm using all Fluval products. I like Fluval. Oh, and the only thing that I do not like is this is the first Fluval product that I've ever used that sucks. I'm using the Fluval, what is it called here? Oh, I threw it away, damn it. I think it's the Fluval M series. I want to say it's the M series, but it's not calibrated. So when you look at the thermometer, I have it marked at about 74 degrees on the thermometer, right? But in reality, the water is actually 80 degrees. And I have two thermometers on this tank. Here's my second one. It's a digital thermometer. See, so it's at 80 degrees. So I got two thermometers on this fish tank that say 80 degrees. But this is not calibrated because it's saying 74 degrees. So this product here is the only product by Fluval that I've ever had that doesn't work very good. So anyway, but everything else is Fluval. So it's not that I try to go and buy everything Fluval. It's just they're created the way I like. So a high, strong, powerful lamp, Fluval. Good aquarium filter, Fluval. And air pump, Fluval. So it's just like I wasn't trying to, go everything Fluval, but as I do my research and everything I need and everything I want, it just seems Fluval makes it. So that's why it's mostly Fluval setup. But their heater sucks. So, or maybe I just got a bad heater because I know other people use it and I don't think they've complained as much as I have. So, but not bad. So out of all the Fluval products I've ever owned, the heater sucked. So it's not bad. Like I was saying, excuse me. Now, like I was saying, the Bacopa is getting green. I'm getting some yellow in the crenums, but I have to trim off those yellow ones and let it absorb the root tabs. And I'm pretty sure that creams is going to be back on track because I just charged it. Like I put I think 5 root tabs all around it. So he's got to be getting something. But what I've been doing, how I'm fertilizing this tank, which is the original why I wanted to make this video, was so I have a schedule here. I went with a dosing schedule, and so Aquarium Co-op, one of the awesome channels, great service. But anyway, so I got me a plant dosing schedule here, and I follow it now very religiously. So right now I'm doing the method of just using a whole bunch of chemicals. I actually have more chemicals. So right now I'm using the method of a whole bunch of chemicals. And when this stuff runs out, then I'm going to go to the all-in-one method, which is cheaper and easier and has pretty much everything I need for the tanks to do good. So I'm not trying to buy the best stuff and spend the most money. Like this right here, the guy told me was the best stuff on the market. But this, from what I understand, from what I heard from the salesman, this is the Cadillac series of C-Chems. So like C-Chem makes both of these products, only this is the Cadillac series. That's what the salesman said. So being that I have 4 kids, my wife is pregnant with number 5. I'm a heavy bicycle rider. I have to keep a planted tank here, which is very expensive, on a budget, right? So that's what I am doing. Let's not forget the Aquarium Co-op root tab. So this is my fertilization method right now, okay? And so my macronutrients that I'm using for the macros is potassium, and then you need nitrogen and phosphorus. Plus you need a couple other things. Well, I'm using potassium right now, And then with the potassium, you need nitrogen. Well, I live in Buckeye, Arizona, the greatest water source for nitrogen. Right out of the tap, nitrates are about 80 ppm. So as I'm using it as a budget, I'm using the Buckeye water as my nitrogen source, plus the fish. So for my macros, I'm using Flourish Potassium and Buckeye water. And now that I've been using plants, my Buckeye water has, when I check my water in the fish tank, it's actually down to 15 parts per million or 10 parts per million. Yeah, it's 10 parts per million. So that is the lowest nitrate reading I've ever had in my fish tank in 4 years, going on 4 years. So that's awesome. So I think it's working. The mineralized GH, I'm still trying to figure out how this works. I'm still learning to measure my KH and GH stuff. So I'm not even messing with this right now. I bought it because that's what the guy told me I needed. My mistake, because you really shouldn't listen to salesmen. So that I'm not even using. So this is Flourish, but this right here, the guy said is the same as Flourish Excel, but only better. So on one day I will dose potassium and Flourish, and then another day I will dose Envy and iron. Now iron, they say, is only to make the plants redder, but I've been doing research, and iron is supposed to help the stems be stronger and greener. I'm not sure, but from what I've saw, what I've heard, and what I've understood, iron actually helps with the strength of the plant and the greenness of the plant. So, you know, you can do some research. You can tell me I'm wrong, but I know iron for sure is to make plants redder. But I've also heard that iron really helps the green plants as well. So, but right now I am actually, because my tank broke out in ick, I went ahead and I used the API, what is that medicine? I used the Super Ick Cure, and because I used the Super Ick Cure, I went ahead and I put the carbon inside the Aqua Clear 50. I went ahead and put carbon in there, and so yeah. So with the carbon actually takes the iron out of the fish tank. So right now I'm not even dosing iron, not for about another couple weeks. So right now all I'm dosing is this stuff right here. So that's all I'm dosing right now. And I think even the carbon actually takes out some of this stuff too. I'm not sure. Not really sure about that part. But I know the iron gets taken out by carbon. So hopefully I'm making sense here and I haven't lost you guys. Couple weeks, I will take out the carbon, put bio rings or bio balls back in the tank instead of that carbon. And then I can come back to dosing with the iron. So this is my budget way of doing it. This will not work for everyone. You have to read, ask questions, look up videos, look up chemicals. You have to do that to figure out your tank. But right now, this is what I'm doing. And the plants are telling a story. Like the crenums are like, dude, you need root tabs. So that's what I'm going with. We're going to see what the root tabs do here. I got to cut the yellow leaves off to save power for that. To save the plant's power. But anyway, that's how I'm dosing this Planet tank. That's what I'm using. So, and the only reason why I'm not using the iron right now is just because the carbon in the tank. So I've only ran carbon in my fish tanks when I first started fish keeping. But the reason why I went ahead and decided to run it in the first place was just so to take out all the medications. I've dosed this fish tank with so many medications: Melafix, Pimafix, General Cure, Super Ick Plus. I just thought, you know what, it's time to clean that water. So I I'm just waiting until payday. When payday comes, I can buy me some bio balls and stuff. I'm pretty much spent getting this tank back in shape to make it healthy again, a healthy ecosystem. So I have to dose the tank, see what it's doing. Like I have to test the water. That's what I have to do. I have to test the water to see which direction my tank is going. So those are my ferts. That's how I'm keeping. My light, it was 12 hours a day. I've toned it. Now I'm going back to 10 hours. So I was doing 10 hours, which was perfect at first. And then I got impatient and I was like, yo, I want my plants to grow now. So I'm going to give it 12 hours of light. Well, now with that 12 hours of light, I got black beard algae. So I'm cutting the lights to about 9.5 to 10 hours a day. So I turn them on before I go to work. My wife turns them off at night before bed. She's my timer. So she likes the plants and she likes the little community fishes. And my kids like it because of the snails. So this has kind of brought everybody looking to see what's going to happen in the tank. And that's a beautiful thing because now the kids are interested because it has snails. And me and my wife are interested because it has live plants. And so it's keeping us interested in the same thing. I just have to learn how to clean it up a little better. But yeah, so anyway, that's my lighting. My lighting is back to 10 hours a day. There's my dosing. And the only problem I'm having right now is I'm having fish die. So I don't understand if there is a gas going on in the tank. I have no idea. I don't know if there's a gas in there or what's killing my fishes. So I have to pull out the dead fish right now before I go to work. I didn't want to go in there with the net to start pulling stuff out because I didn't want my water to be all dirty. So anyway, my name is Abel. This is ANTV. And what's going on right now is keeping plants and riding bikes. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. And if it's not that, then I'm with my family. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for spending time. And any ideas about why the fish are dying, let me know. All right. Peace.